is everybody? Real quick, I love puns, and I was in Briar Books the other day, and I was talking to Gretchen, who works there, and I saw the Dolly thing, and I was like, so do you ever walk past this thing and say, oh man, I'm working 9 to 5? Yeah, so, all right, I'm gonna try to stay on task and keep this short because I know I only got 20 minutes. But death, man, today is weird. I had originally planned to say something completely different yesterday, but one thing that apparently is just extremely low-key, and the fact that I haven't seen very many people seem very excited about it, but last night our city took a very large step in making this work possible. The cemetery officially took the statues. Our city council voted on it last night. And that is one door that is closed. There are many more doors that need to be closed, and there's much more work to be done, but that is one piece of death in a way. As I was thinking about this, I was just thinking about what does death mean, right? Because in a way, it's part of a cycle of life. And I just always think about this Fred Hampton quote. If you don't know Fred Hampton was the leader of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, the original founder of the Rainbow Coalition. He was a 21-year-old man who was assassinated in a covert operation by the United States government, the FBI, and the CIA. And he believed that through solidarity, our work could be done to make change, our work could be done to inspire others, but that this fight that we have to face every day needs to be taken on of people of all representations. So people of color shouldn't be the only ones out in the streets fighting for issues of people of color. Members of the LGBTQ community shouldn't be the only ones in the streets fighting for their issues. Folks in Appalachia shouldn't be the only people fighting for their issues. And it's through the power of people that we are able to make change. So Fred Hampton said, I'm not going to die on no airplane. I'm not going to die slipping on no ice. I'm not going to die. I'm going to die for the people because I'm going to live for the people. I'm going to live for the people because I love the people. And to me, this quote says a lot because it's very much how I felt in speaking up about Cheapside. But more importantly, I want folks to be able to feel that through changes and through death and through life, you can do great things. So just entertain me. If you wouldn't mind, repeat after me. I am somebody. I am a revolutionary. Every single person in this room has the ability to make change. Every single person in this city has the ability to make change. One of the reasons why, Fred Hampton, just looking at him as an example, he was, started organizing when he was in his late teens. You don't have to be an expert to make change. So I think a lot of where my thoughts and the things that I've tried to process lately have been is that, I had very credible threats to my life. And it's not something that I really like talking about. And someone asked me when I was speaking at UK last week, what are the long-term side effects, right? What's the cost? And well, for me, it's things like this. It's the fact that my organizing partner, Russell, has a 3-year-old daughter who can run through Cheapside without fear, without oppression standing her in the face. What this means is that white supremacy can be killed. We can bring death to white supremacy. But at the end of the day, it's on us to make sure that change happens in a way in which all people are heard, all people are represented. I've been saying this a lot lately, and I guess, Lando Calrissian, if you're a fan of Star Wars, right? Lando Calrissian, for me, is the reason why representation matters. Because I remember watching The Empire Strikes Back and saying, man, that dude is awesome. And I remember when Rogue One came out and people were complaining about, oh, there's a female character. Well, yeah, it's about time that we have more of these. It's about time that we have more people that folks can look up to and look at and say, that person looks like me. I can see myself in that person. So with life comes death, but with death comes change. And death doesn't necessarily mean the end, because is Cheapside dead? Just because we remove the statues, does that mean that the white supremacy that inhabits that space is gone? Absolutely not. But, oh, okay. But, I thought I had another picture. There are plenty of things within this city, and there are plenty of things that are happening that we should be proud of, and we can look at ways of impacting change and thinking about how we can show up for other people. Statues are gone. The cemetery said that they're going to take them, and I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. But there's plenty of other things in this city. There's plenty of other things throughout our country that need change. But we all have to stand with one another, or be with one another if you cannot physically stand, in solidarity. And death is a thing, but it is not the end. And out of, what is it? There's something that says, out of the ashes rises things, something really profound. Yeah. I think more importantly, death is something that many people are afraid of, but, okay, let's get real then. Death is something that a lot of people are afraid of, and things that people don't even want to confront. So, moving back to how that happened, for me to want to get here, Trayvon Martin had to die. Emmett Till had to die. Philando Castile had to die. Corin Gaines had to die. And for us to get there, one of the after effects of that is that Heather Heyer had to die. It's all connected, right? And you can ask yourself, oh, why was I impacted then instead of now? Why did it take the election for people to wake up and say, oh my gosh, these things are terrible? Even specifically to Lexington, Tony Sullivan had to die. And there are folks who walked the line for us, gave their lives for us to be able to sit in this room right now. And the way that we honor those people and the way that we honor their lives and the sacrifices that they made is by standing up for other folks so that the next generation doesn't have to sacrifice what we have to. We're all going to have to give something. Nobody leaves the battlefield unscathed. That's a fact. I can sit here right now and tell you I have an intense amount of PTSD. But I was born that way because I was born a black man. So I would leave you with just saying that never be afraid to show up for someone else. Never be afraid to speak for something that you believe in. Because this movement started with me complaining to people on the internet, then moved to me complaining to people in real life, and moved to me complaining to people in the middle of the street. And this happened because the power of the people and the voices of the people were heard. And I think that our city council, our city government, and even our police force all see the tremendous impact that the power of people have. So for me, if anything, I can reflect on death. It's death of the old tradition, death of the old way things were done. We as a people collectively have an ability to make change, and it's time that we step up or move up and do so. Because in the words of the great Jimi Hendrix, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Thank you.